Thanks everyone for coming. I'm just going to scan around a little bit to make sure that I get all my channels connected correctly so that you all have the opportunity for your own control of your own input. It's really important to know that anything that comes to you is coming to you directly. It's not coming through me, and you can control the energies that come to you just by your own desire, your heart's desire. And so I'm just gradually connecting to each person to make sure that you have an individual channel that you control. This is important with a big crowd to make sure that you all have your own input and there's no crossover. Okay, it's going well. So many of you I remember, and many of you I've seen before on this earth. But I think most of you have connected with me at some time from some place. And that's great. What we're going to do tonight is just move with the flow that comes from you. And I can feel that every one of you have moved a long way in the last week, which is quite amazing. The movement in the world is critical, but the movement within all of you is crucial. At this point, we're about to change direction. And I think that's why you're all here tonight. You've felt a change with the moon going through its paces recently, and you know it's time to really get a hold of what's happening. And so I'm going to leave behind a lot of the stuff that I've done in the past. I'm just going to skip you straight through into the place where you're familiar. And that's in that space beyond infinity. And as I talk, you'll feel yourself project out of the life that you just walked out of and into the one that you know you belong to. There's no more feeling, I need to go home. There's only a feeling of, I am home. And notice that all the aspects of everything around you in the physical world are falling away by themselves. There's not anything that has to be fixed, and there's not anything you need to even be concerned about. That may treat your brain to a little bit of circling, but I can assure you that as we talk, you'll feel the disconnection and you won't know how to find what was connected there before. As we move, particularly at this time, we're going out of the old world, way out, beyond infinity, to where we're totally comfortable, to where we look down on the stars. We can check out the universe we're in, and we can check out any other universe we'd like. It's just our nature. There is nothing to do except be there and to be totally appreciative of your own presence in this world. Knowing at the same time that this world is the one you create wherever you like. So you can be beyond infinity and you can travel into whatever galaxy you like. You can stop for 3 seconds and bring the world back in. And in doing that regularly, you update the whole nature of the world that we're calling Earth. There's no physical space or physical place that the Earth is. There's no physical place that the world is. It is you. So the second you go beyond infinity, you can decide whether the world is with you or in a different place, or you can just go travelling and decide this is nicer here, I'll have this as my best space to create the world that we all see here now. Knowing that as soon as your energies come back into the field, they recreate everything in a fraction of a second. We're going fairly fast because it's all stuff you know about. You just didn't really put it on the screen. It all seems like something that we'd never consider in our brain. But as soon as I mention it all, you're all totally relaxed. To move beyond that again is our next step. And our next step is so practical, we'll wonder how we did it. We're about to recreate how everything works in our physical lives. Not by logic, not by changing what we've already got, not by fixing anything, but just by total magic. Not by any means except a little bit of mischief. The whole thing about this common language of mischief is everybody knows it. Every child knows it. 100-year-old people know it. Doesn't matter what language it is, doesn't matter where you come from. You understand mischief immediately. So using that common language and using the new realm that we're going into, that we've created in the last few days, it's a whole new industry of magic and miracles. And there is nothing else except you. So in knowing that, our scope goes up enormously. We know now that we can work with the unknown. We also know that we can have the unknown exist in the physical world without having to define it. We know that our connection holds the platform that facilitates the unknown. And as soon as I mention that, you can feel the energy of it, because it's all your interconnection that holds that field. We've been through this with many people, and I don't have to mention it, how important our connection is. It's not anything we have to do physically, it's something that happens automatically. And it creates that matrix that holds the unknown in the physical world. Recently we all just stepped up and took the whole lot and raised it up. We didn't change any frequency, just lifted the whole vibration. We lifted the platform of living that we were all on. Without any effort at all, you can feel it happen. And we lift it again. As we talk about it, we lift the platform. And we all know how to do that. And you can feel it immediately. So the project at the moment is to lift the platform to a higher position, so that the platform of living and the platform of the unknown start to match. And when they match, we can then feel the effect of anything we need in the physical world from where we are beyond infinity. So when the two platforms come together, and this will happen today, we will then be in a position where we can start to connect all the dots. And all the people throughout the world will start to connect and create the industry of magic and miracles, where we'll all be able to go anywhere we like and we'll be looked after. Where what we have to offer is us and the brilliance of everything we can do. And that brilliance, when I say of everything we can do, is doing nothing. So there's not one physical thing that you can connect logic to. If you can connect logic, it's old school. If you go through procedures, it's old school. What we are is infinite trust. Nothing else. And with that, there is no doing. It just is. And when you talk about yourself as infinite trust, you've got no words. Because it just is. You have no comparison, you have no methods. Everything runs automatically, and you're there enjoying the glow of your own presence. Right now, we're about to increase the flow because it's time. Remembering that for every one of us, anything we take on is not at all interesting unless it's impossible. So from today on, you won't be interested unless it's impossible. Because how can you use your magic? How can you produce miracles if it's possible? So the measure of what you will do and what you won't do will be whether it's possible or not. And this is a real thing. You will start to focus on the things that are a trillion times what you've focused on before. And if you focus on the mundane, it will stop you in your tracks. If you focus on anything, it's driving your energies into a point where you must stop. If you attempt to do any of that, you will just feel totally depleted in a fraction of a second. And you will just as quickly say that's not part of my world and move on to the impossible. Know how brilliant you all are. You're not small. I've demonstrated to every one of you that, and even those who haven't been here before, that you are everywhere and that you appear everywhere. And for me to say, look down on the stars, you just nod. Doesn't make any difference, it's easy. So if you're in your friend's place or up in a plane or on a train or looking down the Alps or skiing or looking down the stars, doesn't make any difference. You're just there. So the impossible that you're going to go for is only impossible in the eyes you have been looking forward through in the past. What you're looking through now is eyes that know they are everywhere. And so nothing is impossible. It just appears as a miracle in this world. So when you look at the things that have been holding you back, even whether you can pay your rent, you will be able to just multiply that by 1 trillion and see that the rent's just a drop of sand because you're going for the big scene. And you're going to take it on personally yourself and watch what happens. The energies that you're supporting in this world that are normally not supported in this world have active energies that can create anything, from cleaning your windows to moving the car, to changing reality in a fraction of a second, to producing a sequence of events that makes everything fit and nobody run into anyone. Where we're going is way beyond what your brain will ever know. But right now, there is nothing that can tell you that what you're doing every day is satisfying to your being. Your being is way beyond that. And no matter who it is, no matter how good things are, it's still not enough. Because we haven't used 0.1% of our being or our capability over our whole lifetime. This is not a shock to anyone, but the question keeps coming up, so what do we do now? And the answer is absolutely nothing. You are here because that's who you are. Just observe and know that all these things are going to happen, and happen very, very quickly. Continue to observe and you'll see the events starting to come towards you. Continue to observe and you'll see the events go behind you. And you'll start to see things appearing and moving past you because of your observation. The miracles will happen around you every minute of every day. And the net result is the world will gradually decide that it can stop hiding everything that you're doing. All the things that are invisible or unknown will start to appear. Because you haven't bowed to what the world's presenting you. You know you're making a difference. You know you're creating really big things. You get up in the morning and you think, wow, this is really big. The world is not showing it to you, but I can assure you it's there. It's not a normal delay. It's simply where we come from. We hold the energies that cannot be held in the Earth's plane at this time. It doesn't mean they're not available. The second you look into nature, you can feel it all coming to you. But for it to be part of this world, it doesn't have to be anchored to the Earth. It has to be your new reality. So no matter where you go or what you do, if you see everything new, you create a new reality. And within a very, very short time, that reality, which is sitting on a platform, an elevated platform of living, will create a reality for everyone that is way above the reality you're sitting in now. This is how it works. By observation, by you knowing beyond a doubt that you're making a difference. By not taking any notice of anything except you. And moving forward without ever looking back. Let the progress catch you. And you just keep moving and watch the whole world change. We're talking a very, very short timescale for all this to show throughout the universe, not just throughout this world. Each one of you can feel it. And you can feel the temperature going up because we're going into areas where you can't take all your baggage. And it's just burning off. And you don't have to do anything, it just can't exist there. And that's your elevated platform of living, where all the things we've spoken about, all the things you've learnt, the whole lot, you can forget. Because you are you, and you are unique. And what you've brought into this world is not yet supported in this world. Therefore, it won't be available as a sense of reasoning. Know that everything from here is only perfection. You cannot do anything else. You can't make a mistake. There is nothing you can do to make a mistake. Because there is no comparison and there are no rules, because you're working with the unknown. And you are the experts at the unknown. Because you're the only ones who can handle it without asking questions. And the joy and the lightheartedness comes from working with the unknown in a way that everyone understands. And that's with a bit of mischief, a bit of sparkle, a bit of lightheartedness, and being able to work the energies and allow them to do what they've got to do. Allow them to lift that load off you that you've just felt. Allow them to change the temperature and allow everything to float away. That's great. There. Beautiful. Okay. So now we have it. So all the stuff you were stuck in is gone. Everything in your life is just magic. And you can try and connect to it if you like. I don't think you'll be able to. So much of what we've been doing is driving some solid wedges into the energies and then saying, how stupid, and flicking away the whole effect of anything that can be serious in our lives ever again. So anything you try to be serious about will be such a joke. You won't. And out of all this comes easy communication, easy living. Lightheartedness is not anything to do with being funny. It is light. And it's mischief. And sparkles. And if you can imagine walking down the street and sparkling someone, that's quite serious. You change the world straight away. You walk along the street and wave your energy across the street and watch everybody look at you. They're the feedbacks you need. This is the honesty that comes out of the whole exercise that we've spent hundreds and hundreds of years putting together. It is all yours. And the children have been coming along for years trying to tell you. They throw sparkles at you. They send their whole message of their life to you. And you say, go away. From now on, you'll feel the sparkle. You'll feel what they send to you. And you'll feel the picture of their life come to you, and you'll just open it up and put it on that matrix of the unknown and make provision for them in the new reality. And everyone that's coming through will have a place, a multi-dimensional place that's been created by each individual. And the young children will start to press your buttons again in a much lighter manner than they have in the past. In a joyful manner and in a very precise transmission. So see it and feel it and know that they're sent here to guide us into this next creation that you know you're all part of. and know that it's more than a worldwide creation. We're going to start connecting from today on with everything and everyone. And we're going to work from that signal that we brought with us, that heart's desire that we can never find, but the one that pops out and says yes every time we see something coming into line with it. And so our whole day will be full of these, wow, that was magic. Gee, I didn't see that person. Fancy having to ring that one up. Fancy you all turning up here from all different places for this particular time. You all knew. Somehow, there was some time to come together, to solidify what you already knew. And it's a great privilege for each and every one of us to be part of it. Don't worry, this is happening in a lot of other places. And you all know that. What we're going to do now is actually lift the energies a little bit further, and we're not going to change one frequency because you're all perfect. We've been through moving the energies, changing them so that you could feel it. And now you can do everything you want with the energies and with your own energies and your own music. But what we're going to do is together pull the platform up to where we reckon, when we know it balances that elevated platform of living of the unknown. And it's really simple. You just do nothing and allow it to go up. Okay? Just let it come up. Good. Keep it coming. Up further. Okay. When you think you've reached it, go one more step. That's it. Feel it start to vibrate. Good. We're not changing any frequencies, we're getting in tune. Brilliant. Brilliant. And just leave it up there. And we're going to lock it in with a bit of mischief again. Okay. Locks in straight away, you can feel it. That's brilliant. We're there. It is so good to feel it. We're going to have a quick break so you can have water. It's really essential. If you don't have water at this stage, the next step will be too much for you. Just mingle a little bit and we'll have a few minutes break.